In January, I was merely a boy.
Are you legally an
I'm the
adult?
only one who isn't an adult here.
In February, I became a man.
We used to be boys. Now I'm a man.
In April, I became Spiderman Man.
You suck.
And in May, I became...
The seeds were sown on the night of January 25th, 2019. I was out getting pizza with some friends, and I decided to buy some candy sticks. They always came with at least a singular superhero temporary tattoo. And at the time, I decided to give my temporary tattoo to one of the lads. As he applied it using water from his own bottle, someone else joked about the notion of someone getting a full body of such tattoos. And from that moment, I gained the determination to achieve this myself. On the 16th of March, I made record of some plans.
It's currently the 16th of March, and I haven't done anything about my amazing idea to cover my entire body with Spider-Man temporary tattoos. That's a lie. I've actually found 4 different sheets of Spider-Man temporary tattoos on AliExpress. So that's a little bit of something, a little bit of planning of sorts. In order to calculate how much I need to order, I need to know their surface area and I need to know the surface area of my body, approximately. Now each individual sheet is this by this, and that adds up to this many meters squared in surface area. We calculate my body calcalfalglag with this formula, apparently. So I guess I'll trust that. That's it, hopefully. And that gives me this thing, which is this. I take that and I type it in and I'll see what I get. 93! That's a lot of sheets, but keep in mind there are areas that I will not necessarily need to bother with. Like, I don't know if I'll even bother with my face. I mean, if I'm covering my entire body, there's no point in not covering my face while I'm at it. It comes down to about $50, which is, it's a lot to be spending on temporary tattoos, I'll admit. Total body surface area obviously includes the whole body. There's a rainbow that just formed in front of me. And that is pretty fucking dope. This project has been blessed by God, or the gods, or whichever you believe in. That's pretty nice. Now, total body surface area obviously counts for your whole body. So I can cut down on, the area of my scalp and my hands and feet and my entire pelvic sort of region. I have considered going bald and just shaving my entire head for the sake of this. I don't know if I really want to do that. I suppose it would be a good idea to find the percentage surface area of hands and all those areas and see if we can, like, statistically cut down on things. I'm probably not going to buy this much anyway, but... Okay, I found this. And we get 149 over 2, which is 74.5. And we put that into the calculator, which is known as Google, which I could just use this calculator again. I don't know, I'm jumping back and forth. And we get 69, which is... It's fucking epic. So we just divide that by 4 to know how many of each individual thing we have to get, and we have to get 17 of each individual thing, which is kind of perfect. Because, well, it's not entirely perfect, but it's almost the exact amount that I need to be able to get my 270 off on the offer. Boom. I saved the most that I could save on the offer from that. Plus, I have a €6 coupon here, which is going to bring my price all the way down to about 27 euros. And that's half the price that we were going to pay here. So that's pretty dope. So as cool as it is that we narrowed it down to only costing about 27 euros, I'm still paying 27 euros for temporary tattoos that I'm going to use all of at once. Because of this, I'm going to need to do a lot more planning so that I can make the most of these temporary tattoos, I mean, the basic idea is that it looks kind of funny, take a few photos, post a video as well, and that's it. But I'm thinking there's gotta be more I can do with that, right?
And almost a month later, on the 10th of April, the package arrived.
Fuck yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Hell yeah.
I then discussed things a bit more 2 days later.
It is the 12th of April.
There are dogs barking outside. They actually stopped just as I started recording this, which is very nice. And a couple of days ago, these beans came in the mail. All 71 of them, so I was very happy with that. I've been sharing this with a couple of friends in school and stuff, and I'm really liking the reactions I'm getting from this sort of thing. I very much enjoy these wacky ideas I have, and part of it is because of just like the reactions people get from this weird and crazy idea. And this time I'm gonna do it. This is one of those ideas that I'm actually gonna do. Like, you know, part of me was like thinking, oh, I don't know if I'll do this. I don't know if I want to spend money on an online product that I will, you know. But here we are. I might have previously mentioned this, but I'm gonna have to shave a lot of my body. Not a lot. Well, yeah, a lot. I mean, technically speaking, it'll be more than I've ever shaved in my life. So yeah, for me, it's gonna be a lot. Because it is not like this is going to hold any temporary tattoos particularly well, right? So yesterday I did this. I shaved this leg. It was really tedious because there's like at least 2 centimeters of height of hair. Do you call it height? Length. Which was why it was extremely tedious. And also I had never done it before, so I was not used to it. I had to figure things out, so that made it even more tedious. I was also with Dara yesterday discussing this whole thing, and we might be able to film this very soon. So instead of having to wait till the summer holidays, we might be filming this in a couple of weeks during the Easter break, before our exams, which is pretty cool. I'd love to do that. So that's why I'm like, oh shit, I should probably figure out shaving my entire body, like, now.
Essentially, the initial plan was for my body to be ready for a particular day where I would come over to Dara's house, and I would apply the tattoos with him and make a video out of that. For now, I'm simply figuring out shaving my arms and legs.
It's April 14th, and my new technique is to use this beforehand because of how, like, long my hair is in the first place. And then to shave it, just so that like I can get a rough shave. I got this idea from online, and I'm presuming that this is not the type of electric razor they were talking about when they recommended using an electric razor. I ran down the front of my leg and I can feel it. It certainly feels like there's less hair there. It might not immediately look like it, but it feels like it. So I'm trusting in that. You can also tell it actually gets off hair by the fact that the inside of this is hairy, so that also means that I'm gonna have to constantly be taking it off and dumping it all out. But that's fine. It's a lot faster than really slowly getting through this fucking shit. I just realized that I lost the little tool for brushing out this, because yesterday morning I was gonna use this for brushing out this. But this was out of charge. So I had the brush thing, and I don't know where it is now. That's a fuck me. Never fear. Old toothbrush is here to fulfill hopefully the same purpose. It's time to brush. So not only am I going to have to regularly clean this out, but I'm also going to have to regularly clean this out as I regularly clean this out as I regularly trust me, this is more efficient. Sorry, I'm back again, only after realizing that you can literally just do this. Shit, never mind. Can you do this? Find out now. Sorry, hang on. Arg. And that's probably the best way to do it. Jesus Christ. Well, my dumbass thought that this was one singular part that I just pulled out, but it was actually multiple parts. 2 of which have just fallen in the toilet. Yesterday, it was the bristle brush thing that I was talking about that I lost that fell in the toilet. The reason I lost it was because I had to take it out and wash it. And I left it in like some tissue or something to dry. And it's probably like in the bin or somewhere because of the fact that I left it to dry in something. We're pushing through. We're getting through it. We're gonna do it. I did it. Now I have 2 half legs shaved, kind of mostly-ish. Certainly to the extent that a temporary tattoo will stay. Hopefully to the extent that a temporary tattoo will stay on them, I'd say. I mean, I should test it at some point, which I will test it at some point if a temporary tattoo will stay on this. If not, then it's like, I don't know, what am I gonna do? I don't know. I also went over the rest of my legs with the mechanical razor. It actually works pretty well. Man, this is some tedious ass shit. Huge respect to anyone who ever fucking shaves anywhere apart from their face. Jesus. I'm anticipating my arms to be not so bad because I can see them easier and there's not as much hair there, and I can also reach them easier. So that's 3 aspects in which the arms are probably gonna be easier. That's my guess. We're gonna find out. Y'all, so it's the 17th of April now. And I've basically been going half a leg every time, and I'm done my legs now. And I'm about to do my arms, or at least one arm, or at least half of an arm. Whichever. Bruh, can we get a before and after? I don't even know if I took a picture of my upper legs beforehand. But, I mean, they're certainly less hairy. Now, I thought I was shaving with the direction that the hair was growing, which is like what you do if you have sensitive skin and whatever. But, I didn't realize that the hair on the back of your upper legs grows upward and not downward. So in at least one case, I have been going against the direction of growth. And you know what? It feels fine. So I think when I go over things again right before the day, I'm gonna go against everything. And hope that it'll all be fine, maybe.
I find out on the 22nd that this may not be such a good idea, when it comes to my arms at least.
Alright, in future I need to be careful and mindful of the fact that my arms are really sensitive, so I shouldn't use the electric on them because it makes them hurt. And boy, do my armpits hurt, because I forgot about that and didn't care about that because I wanted to make it shorter so it'd be easier to do with the razor. Oh my god. But they're done and they're ready to go. In a couple days time I need to start testing. I need to slap a couple on and see how well it goes, so that I know, okay, we can do this in a good amount of time, or oh, I should probably prepare like half of it before I go to Dara's house, you know, because it's like whether or not I'm able to do it all at Dara's house or whether I have to do some of it beforehand, it doesn't really matter. I don't think there's gonna be much like crazy entertainment value from it. I mean, there'll be something, but it's not like doing the entire thing is gonna yield like bits of funnies and every fucking second of the way, you know. The big thing is that I just have it done, and then just what I look like afterward is the whole point of it. Doing it is just like a preparation for a multitude of things. Like, I intend on doing at least 3 videos afterwards, plus a live stream would be nice. On the day I want to do a cooking with equality, and I want to do a radical review, and in the next couple days after that, me and Dara are going to see Endgame, and that's going to be our Weo Cinema Boys episode for the month, I guess. The only thing that's awkward is that I have my Q&A video, which means there's going to be a live stream where I have all the Spider-Man stuff on, then there's going to be my Q&A where it's all off, and then there's going to be the videos where I have them on. At least that's what I intend on doing. There's some other videos that I don't have edited yet that are like older, but they can wait, they can all wait, because this is right now, this is epic.
I never did end up live streaming with the full tats. However, this wasn't to be the only change of plans in this journey, as there was more to be revealed the next day.
I just heard that I won't be able to go to Dara's house to do Cooking with Equality on the Thursday. So Dara's gonna come over to my house. We're gonna record a radical review, and then we're gonna go see Endgame, and we're gonna record a Weo Cinema Boys. So that means not only will I be doing some of the Spider-Man tats on the Wednesday right beforehand, I'll probably be doing all of it on the Wednesday, which is actually tomorrow. That means today I gotta at least do a little test. I mean, I could do the tests tomorrow morning, but I mean, then I'll have more time tomorrow to do the whole thing. Which means that today is the day that I gotta shave over the parts where like there's still like bits of like hair that are still prominent enough, just so that things can be as perfect as can be. And today I'll be doing the first test. I'll be putting on 1 sticker sheet, or at least 1 sticker on like sort of the most densely hairy area, just to be sure that it'll work fine. The only concern I have is like how long do they last and how much of an impact does clothes rubbing off it have on it, you know? I want to make sure that it looks good on the day, not just on the day before when I apply them. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So I just had the wonderful realization that I'm gonna have to open up all of these from their little thing, and then I'm gonna have to peel the peely thing off every single one of them, which is not too much work. It's not a ridiculously irritating task. It's just, actually part of me is wondering if it's an okay idea to have these pre-peeled before I go in and do it, or if I should wait. You know, I wonder if air exposure has anything to do with anything. Also, these are not the most malleable things, which is gonna make certain areas of my body a little awkward to get things on. Let's have a look. What does this look like? Oh, that looks alright. You know, I mean, I think it'd probably be a better idea to go this way, you know, and like kind of push it down real hard with a towel to get more surface area on that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the instructions on a different one because there's no instructions here. And like, you know, oh shit, there's no instructions on this one either. No, never mind, they do have instructions. This is a temporary tattoo, non-toxic, do not eat. I'm assuming that those are also non-toxic. I'm really hoping so because I'm putting them over every little area of my skin that I can find. Peel the protective paper. Okay, we got the protective paper on that. We got the protective paper on this. So they're similar enough, except it's protective plastic on that, not paper. Place the tattoo on the hand, wet the tattoo with water, and press down. For 20 seconds? This guy says 20 seconds. The amount of white space in between each guy when you tile them, it's not ridiculous. I mean, it's significant enough that you'd notice, but it's not significant enough that it would be like irritating to see that tiled, I'd say. Actually, I'll probably be applying them one at a time, so from the visual of them here, it would probably tile a little more like this, or something like that, because I'd actually be pressing it up against the edge of what I can see. So it would tile a little better when we're actually in the middle of doing it. I imagine things are probably gonna go a little off because it's not a uniform like surface or whatever. So things are probably gonna go overlapping each other unless I start, you know, snipping things with a scissors and stuff. So I'm probably gonna need a scissors to cut out particular parts, which is gonna be awkward because it's really specific. So yeah, with everything that's going on, with everything that we've heard of in the past couple of days and that I've realized in the past couple of days, yes, it's a very good idea to dedicate an entire day to this beforehand. And just in case it all goes to shit by the next day, I'm gonna need to take a bunch of photos just to save that, you know? So I'm not done drying and I decided I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try this on my knee because it's like gonna be the knobbliest, like hard and most difficult part to do this. And holy shit, it peeled off perfectly. Like I did it slowly, like pressing different parts at different times. And the only part that's like awkward is this little spider guy here. That's kind of a little faded. But otherwise, this is perfect. One thing that I hate about this is the fact that they are all in their own individual, like, plastic packaging. Why did they do that? I guess all their stock is like individually packaged, which kind of makes sense, but also like, god damn guys, like you could have saved a lot of plastic for yourselves. Like, jeez. I don't want to throw these away because like, what? They could be used for something. Like, who knows? There could be like a party where I'm like, I'm gonna slip a thing I printed out in every one of these bags for like 72 people or something. I don't know. There could be a use for these in the future is all I'm saying. And I don't want to waste, I don't want to throw out 71 pieces of bullshit because like recycling isn't that great in and of itself. A lot of it goes to waste anyway. Actually, sorry, never mind. This is soft plastic. We can't actually recycle soft plastic in Ireland. So all this actually has to go in the trash. It's not going to be recycled. So yeah, I mean, I might find a use for these. I might be able to be like, oh look, here's my keys. Here's my fidget spinner, all in one neat little pile of bags. One thing that I am very grateful for is that they didn't unpeel this and fold every single one of them. Like, look, this is a sticky thing. So then that would mean I'd have to fucking unfold this or even cut it to get into it for every single one of these, which is not, I don't have to do that because they decided not to. And I'm glad that they decided not to, so thank you for that. Oh, here's a bit of waste plastic. Gotta fucking love it. Oh my god, it's sticking to my hands. Okay, great. Okay. I suppose now this stuff is extra useful for me if I want to be able to stick things. I don't know. 3 things that I've noticed since I've continued on a little bit today. One particular batch of these is a bit more like transparent and like grainy or whatever. Perhaps part of that is because I applied it while I was like this instead of while it was stretched, or as I applied these while it was like it was kind of like in a semi-stretched position, and it feels a lot better. These ones feel a lot better than this one. Another thing I've been noticing is the smell is not nice. It's not a nice smell when you apply them. It's not a nice smell from the sheets themselves. I don't like recording because I close the windows, you know, I want to open the windows to let in the air. So that's that. I think I might like lay down a mat here, bring up like a basin and a cloth. I'll do at least my leg tonight. I don't want to do too much because, like, you know, the more I do on the day before, the better that's gonna look, because like obviously over time it deteriorates. That's it. I've gone around one strip with it so far, and I've gone up a layer a bit. The one awkward thing with doing the whole stretching out and then going back is that there's a bit of a discrepancy with the scale. Like, look at that. There's a whole like inch or like so. Obviously along an arm or a leg, it's not gonna be much of a problem. You're not gonna be stretching that area of skin as much as like the end of a joint, like a knee. But nonetheless, this, plus the fact that we're overlapping them slightly, could lead to some complications. Complications in terms of the amount that we have, because I didn't really get too much according to the calculations I did. And looking at this, maybe it would have been a good idea to get a bit more. But we'll see what it happens as we pan out. I did have my face included in those calculations. So if I leave my face till last, and like we'll see how many we have left if we can do my face, then I'd say that could probably somewhat make up for it. Plus we do have 3 extra sheets above like what we calculated that we would need. So who knows, it might be tight, it might not be, we'll see. Never mind, I just basically did my entire legs. This is pretty cool. I actually think it's cool. I left a couple patches at the end of the last leg I did because, you know, when I'm wearing shorts, you won't even see them. And I'm thinking it would be a good idea to try to conserve these things just in case, yet again, just in case the shrinkage from putting them on and on the stretched skin, you know, has an influence over it. Yeah, god damn. This is actually turning out very nicely. I mean, obviously there's like crinkles, there's whatever, but otherwise it's fine. The one thing I'm mostly concerned about is like sleeping. I like to move around and wrap my legs around my covers and stuff, which is probably gonna affect these, so I'm gonna have to try to sleep really still. So let's see if I can do that, I guess. I think this is paper of some sort, so I'm gonna leave it to dry. So hopefully I can recycle it. Anyway, look, there's a lot of plastic even from the stuff that you have to peel off. Never mind the fucking, you know. Anyway, whatever. We're getting this out of it, so it's all worth it, right? Mother Nature, don't curse me for this, mommy. So far things have been fading a little bit. Even a few hours afterwards, or like a couple hours afterwards, which is kind of, it's like, it's fine, it'll be all right. I'm sure, I really hope it'll be all right. You know, my legs are not the most prominent like part that people are gonna be like looking at, but I decided I wanted to do a live stream, and because I was sitting down, I was kind of sweating at the parts where I was sitting down, and now this part here is stuck to it. So in order to unstick this, I need to wet this from the outside and unstick it. I hope this works because I really want to keep my beans on.
This looks like it's working. I'm actually very surprised. I'm very happy that worked.
Wow, okay. Thank God for the fact that these temporary tattoos come off with water from both sides. That's kind of the disadvantage, is that when you start secreting bodily liquids, they start coming off. It probably would have been a better idea to do what I had initially said and done it all tomorrow, right before I go in the day after. But I just wanted to do it. So that's that. It hasn't rained like this in a couple weeks. It's not too bad, but definitely not weather to be going out in like this. Now, it's the morning of the Wednesday now, and these guys are not looking so bad after the sleep, because I was just sleeping like this. I just had this light blanket, kind of lightly over it, and I had to stay still through the whole night, and I managed to do it. Although it is 20 to 8, which, given that I'm on break from school, I'd rather wake up much later. However, my entire back, not my spine, but all the muscles around it, are aching. So that's not great. I think a good idea would be to do the front half of all the temporary tattoos today, and then go to sleep relatively early, and then wake up relatively early, do the rest of the tattoos, and then go in. The first thing I'm doing is going to the cinema, and I don't think I'll be showing my chest for that. I will be wearing a shirt and shorts. And I really hope that the weather isn't anything like this tomorrow. I'm gonna have to check that. Ruh-roh, buddy.
You're a loser.
In shaving my body for the past 2 weeks, there are 3 things I've forgotten to do. That is cut my fingernails, cut my toenails, and shave for real this time. By which I mean shave my face, which I'm gonna do now because it's actually beginning to get irritating. So I just discovered a new funny thing, is that your arm you twist your arm a bit, which means that it not only does it stretch this way when you go like this, but it stretches more this way when you go like this. So that's going to be a little bit irritating. It feels irritating, but I'm just look, I mean, this is about as much as you can really twist your arm, and it's probably not going to do much to the tats. But here's the other part. Look, this is the main part where it would stretch across this way, but when you go like this, it stretches across the other way over right here. And I can really feel it happening. Yeah, okay, I can feel it. I can feel it peeling a bit now. It doesn't look very peeled because they're all on their individual peels or whatever, so it's not ridiculous, but it's also a little worrying. Maybe I'm not leaving them on a bit long enough, because I'm getting a lot more peely bits around the edge recently. I should probably try to purposefully use a lot more water, so on and so forth. I'm just obsessed with oh, I gotta be efficient or whatever, I'm kind of tempted to actually peel this entire thing off right here, because it's actually kind of irritating. I'm actually really liking the look of this. Definitely want to take a couple of photos before I continue, just in case things go horribly wrong in the next 2 minutes, I did a little bit more of my arms just now. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this. I'm listening to the Jarcast for the first time in months. And I'm going back over a few episodes. It's really nice. I don't know where to go next. It either has to be my neck or my chest or my abdomen. We'll see what I do. basically finished the body, or the front of it anyway. I think I'll do the back of the body tomorrow because I don't want to sleep on my back with all the stuff on my back and then it all goes to shit tomorrow. So I'm gonna wake up really early tomorrow to do the back.
I then immediately proceeded to do my back.
So this is my back, and I'm on 3 sheets left, plus a couple of things in here that are left over. I hope I can pull something off at the very least. And so they've all been used up, except for these 3, which I can't seem to get off because they stuck to another piece of paper. This one, of course, I can use, I just haven't. So that's that. Anyway, now while I have this, I'm gonna take a bunch of photos because this is not gonna last at all. I gotta cherish it while it's here. Something isn't beautiful because it lasts forever. Something along those lines. And with that, here I am. With the incomplete back because I ran out.
By the way, sometime later at school, me and a friend calculated that at this point, I had applied about 1,750 individual temporary tattoos to my body. If you want to know how we got that number, I might post a video of the calculations on my second channel, The Man Guy Fella Alt, at some point after this video.
This is great. I actually really like, this is exactly what I wanted all those months ago, apart from this. And I have it. This does not bother me at all because I can't see it. And you know what they say about what you can't see? It don't exist, so you don't need to worry about it. Of course you all see it, and of course I'll see it in the future when I'm editing this, but ignorance is bliss. Another cool phrase which I just remembered that I was going to leave the back until tomorrow morning because otherwise it'll get crushed by me lying down in bed. Well, it's done now and it can't be undone, otherwise I'll have to order something from China and wait another 3 weeks. Can't wait to go to bed tonight. My back will probably hate me even more for it, but let's do it. No.
I slept alright that night actually because I decided to sleep normally instead of forcing myself to stay still this time. I met up with Dara the next day, Thursday 26th, release date of Avengers Endgame. We filmed an episode of We Are Cinema Boys and Radical Reviews that day, both of which are already on my channel.
Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark. Oh, get your fucking legs out of here, bitch.
My legs
Ah! He's got a fucking
Infinity Ball.
infinity ball.
That night, however, something epic happened, as I explain the day after.
It's Saturday. It's been a couple days since I applied these. Got a couple more people who don't want to go, Mr. Stark. And I've already recorded multiple outros for this, but since then, I made a little Twitter post. And it's been doing pretty well. I'm just gonna say that much. It's been doing pretty well. I'm so not used to this that it is really affecting me. I posted it after midnight, like a day ago. And it was like, oh cool, you know, it's doing well enough. It's got 20 likes from all like my followers and everything. It was neat because like a lot of mutuals like ended up seeing it and being very supportive of it, which is nice. And then throughout the next morning, it gradually started to accelerate. And I have this mindset of like, I want to see everything everyone's saying about it. And everything everyone was saying was like very nice and very positive, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it, and I just want to say thank you as well. I'm really happy that the response is overall really like not hateful. Some of my favorite comments are just people noticing things on the wall in the background, like Big Time Rush, Drawn to Life, Savant, things that I love, and just seeing that those things are also appreciated is pretty cool. Through just looking at the notifications constantly, I found someone from my primary school on Twitter, which was really nice. Something I really found out is that quote tweets are like the most common response to any popular tweet. And of course, when you see someone else's really popular tweet, you don't see all the quote tweets next to it, so you don't have a gauge for how much that is used. Early on, there was a lot of people using Portuguese and Spanish in the quote tweets, and I was using Google Translate on all of them, but eventually they just began coming in so fast that I couldn't do that without it like everything's slipping past me. I should not be doing this, and I cannot keep up with everything from now on. So I went and I ate food, as you do. Although there are a lot of times where I've come back and I've tried to catch up with what's like current with it, but there's like, you want to scroll down? Okay, here, oh, so there's a screenshot. Why does someone make a screen? Whoa, wait, what? What? Hold up a second. What? Okay, let me just see. Let me just see here. Vsauce. Oh, his display name is actually hang on, let's see here. I want to see. Oh yes, buddy. Oh my god. So in that moment I just discovered that Michael Stevens saw and liked my tweet, which is it's really nice. This is actually amazing that people like this are just aware of this. Hell yeah, Michael. When's the next dong? I actually haven't been keeping up with the Dong channel. I haven't been keeping up with YouTube, so I don't know what I'm saying. Alright, evidently I have not been keeping up with YouTube and with the Dong channel because I made that comment like, when's the next, because it's right there, I gotta watch them all, oh my god. The overwhelming part is that I really want to find more moments like that where it's like, oh, someone appreciating a thing, oh, someone I know from primary school, whatever kind of moments. Like, I love those moments and all that, and for all I know there could be plenty more of those moments, but I probably missed most of them. Because I missed most of everything because I had to sleep and I had to go eat and stuff, and it's like that's not something I was ready to deal with, but I really need to get off Twitter now because I really need to do some work for school.
The distraction brought on by this tweet was also the reason that I never did a live stream in the full tats.
Speaking of school, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that for it. I actually do know what I'm gonna do. But people say, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this, just as sort of like a reactionary thing. But I do know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wear my school uniform and it'll be all fine. Because we've got a bit of a collar. It might not actually fully cover it up. For all I know, it might. We'll have to see. I'll have to check now before I go to school. And if it's unsuccessful, I'll try to give it a little scrub. My intention is to mostly just leave it wear off over time. Because peeling it off, scrubbing it off, bad idea. As far as I'm aware. So, a little bit on my chest came off in the shower, just because they were kind of like sticky already, I guess. I didn't really expect it, but because they were rubbing off, I started to try to rub it off a bit more. Not a good idea. My skin is really sensitive. It's a much better idea for me to just wait. Just wait. There's a fair few people saying it takes a while for them to come off, and oh man, my skin was terrible after trying to peel them off or whatever. And it's like, I never really intended on doing that in the first place. I was always like, oh, I'm probably just gonna leave them on and wait for them to wear off. But yeah, there I go. I had the temptation there to rub them off. Nonetheless, I'm not too uncomfortable with leaving them on. I think my collar shall help me enough in school, but it was it's been a lovely time so far. I'm still getting very distracted by them, but I do have a little bit of that work done. I need to continue. I've been on my computer. I turned on my computer for some reason, and I forgot why I turned on my computer. But it's on now, so I guess I'm on my shit again. So I've done this over the course of this 2-week Easter break, and right now it's the end of that Easter break for me. And I'm going back to school tomorrow. And I was tidying away my things here. And I found this. I don't know why it ended up there. I don't know how it ended up there. But this is the final one. I thought I'd run out of it. Well, there's also these extra ones, which I never used, but I have some left. Boy, they are still rocking it. Look at this. There's a lot of guys that are still sticking it through. These guys not so much. This guy not so much. These guys not so much. But there's a lot of guys that are still doing pretty well. It's Saturday, about a week and a half since I was done this, and I've come up with a little tier list in terms of how long each design that I had lasts. So I had 4 designs, and by far this one is the worst in terms of how long it lasts. You cannot even tell what is going on at this point. It also happened to be the first one that I put on over here. Second on the list is right next to it, the second one that I put on, and it is not nearly as gone as this one, but it's quite fadey here too. I think number 3 would have to be this one. As you can see, all like the pores and the hair follicles sort of really pushed through that one, and it's very spotty. We can also see it in one down here on my leg. There's a bit of that going on. However, then we have the last one up here, which is not doing so good in and of itself, whereas this guy is not doing as bad as that. So between the last two, it's hard to declare a winner. As of now, I haven't actually released anything on YouTube apart from that time-lapse, which I released purely because my tweet blew up, and because there's already this vlogger who took my idea for his own video before I could take advantage of my own idea for my own video. It's been about a month since I put on the first tattoo sheet.
No, it hasn't been a month. It's been more like 2 weeks at this point, as this was recorded on the 11th of May.
Which is completely gone pretty much at this point. And there's a clear winner here. This design is the clear winner. It's still on here. No one else is really still on apart from that design. It's still on here on my arm. It's still on this leg, and it's still on this leg. So now I can complete my tier list. This is the tier list for how long they last. Oh boy. I mean, I gotta say, this one is really sticking it through, considering all of the rest of them are basically gone. Like, you cannot see anything else apart from this guy on this leg. Of course, if I did want to do this again, I'd probably do the exact same thing, just with more of them. Because in my opinion, the bigger variety of designs looks better than, whatever, a while after it'll look kind of patchy or whatever. I have no intentions of doing this again though. It was fun, it was cool, got a bit of a reaction out of it before I even did anything with it on YouTube or anything. My Q&A is currently rendering, which was supposed to be the first video in which I had the tattoos on, because I had it in a couple of clips near the end as like a little teaser, and then the next few videos I have it on, and it's like, and then this is the ending video, the last video where I have them on. So this is finally being uploaded at the end of this video, which is being uploaded weeks later after all of this. What a lovely way to end it, I guess. In January, I was merely a boy.
Are you legally an
I'm
adult?
the only one who isn't an adult here. In February, I became a man.
We used to be boys. Now I'm a man.
In April, I became Spiderman man.
You suck.
And in May, I became Spider-Man man. Because I went rock climbing about a week or so ago.
I gotta say, a year ago, I wouldn't have been nearly as confident sharing basically my entire body on the internet. I mean, obviously, there was a good reason for it, so that sort of helped. An example of this is at the end of this lovely video here, where I fucking cover my neck with my dressing gown in this weird-ass way because I didn't want to show any of my neck or my chest. So that's just an example of how this sort of experience may have helped my confidence, I suppose. Anyway, to finally send this video off, I'm gonna bring out the camera one last time.
Woo! It's June the 1st, over 2 months since I applied the tats. And this guy is still pulling it through. This guy, not so much, although, I mean, kind of to the same extent. You can see him about the same. I don't know who's actually going to win here now. Then you got some specks up here, I guess. It's interesting that those ones are still here at this point, because if I had waited till the summer to do this, I wouldn't have had it done even by now. I would have to wait until next month, until Dara is free. Which means that by the time I'm in college, these guys over here would still be on me. Which is pretty interesting. Thank you for making your way through this absolute trek of a video. The longest video before this was Cooking with Equality 3, another video in which I used that same Spider-Man 2 pizza theme remix in, which is interesting. Of course, that video is a lot more thoroughly edited. It has a lot more gags, audio and visual, because it's an actual proper production, as far as my channel is concerned anyway. This video is obviously somewhat different to what I usually do here anyway. Feel free to check out the 3 videos I recorded with the tats on. There'll be a playlist at the end of this video. For now, I think I'm gonna show you some footage I initially recorded for the outro of this video, before I realized, I should probably record stuff afterwards if it's gonna be a while until I upload this, you know. So here it be!
Before I show you this footage, I just want to let you know if there's any significant updates on the spider tats. I'll be posting clips of it on my second channel, The Man Guy Fella Alt, so you can check that out there. There's some other stuff like some memes on there too, if you want to check those out. So here's the final footage bit thing.
Yeah, you know what they say. We're in the end game now, for real, for 2 reasons. 1, this is only temporary. This is going to end very soon, because that's the nature of it. But also, I'm watching Endgame tomorrow with all this on. It's gonna be epic. Watch out for an episode of Weo Cinema Boys, which has probably been uploaded 2 weeks ago. Here's the episode. Tomorrow I'm gonna record a couple of videos that have probably already been released by now. Here they are if you haven't seen them. Yeah, I remember to do a little outro thing just at the end there, like, this is coming out later, so I might as well do an outro about things that I haven't made yet. Because why not? I know I'm gonna make them. How could I not make anything with this? Bitch.